All right, everybody, we're doing another tour today. It's a special one. We got a big old Sprinter van, and we're gonna actually have the owners on camera as well as the builder. They were willing to do all this, so we're gonna just do it. And we're gonna get all the information of what's going on in this Sprinter van behind us, so let's get it going. Hey, Mark, what is up, buddy?
How you doing, bud? Welcome back to the West Side.
You were the builder on this van. Craig, Jenny, and Duke.
Jamie.
God damn it. What did I say?
Jenny.
Jamie and Duke.
Who's hiding?
Duke's hiding because the energetic Jared is going crazy. All right, well, you guys have had this van, and everybody is mic'd up except me, thankfully. So we're gonna get all the details on this. How long have you guys had the van for?
We've had it about a month and a half.
Almost 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We've taken it out once.
Okay.
And we have several more trips planned from here on out the rest of the summer.
How is Duke in there? Has he come on the trips?
Yes, he hates the van.
He hates the van?
He's getting used to the noises because it's so different for him, but the bench was specifically for him, so he's getting used to sitting on the bench. You'll see when we get in there.
He'll get used to it, guys.
He'll get used to it, yeah. He's getting
noise,
better.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll love it once we know what it means when we get in the van.
Yes.
I know, you're okay.
We're going on a hike if we're getting in the van, most likely. So
he loves hikes.
And he loves hikes.
Okay.
Once he makes the correlation, it's all over.
Figure that out.
Yes.
Tell me about this van, bud.
Well, it was one of the first 2023 all-wheel drives, the first one that we got in the shop here. It took them quite a process to get the van. So it's a 170 all-wheel drive, 2023. We did a lift and full suspension kit upgrade, put on larger tires, 17-inch rims, and then did like a low-profile rack and an awning. So these guys kind of wanted it to be a little bit of a simpler build, or I would say just not the extravagance, to it, but all the necessities to kind of feel like this is their hard shell tent that they can go out and really enjoy things because they like to be outside more than in. I remember that being one of our first conversations.
Yes.
Is like, we don't want to spend a lot of time in the van, but when we do, we want it to be nice
And comfortable. So yeah.
So when you did contact Mark and he was going to do your build, was it more along the lines of that kind of conversation and be like, hey, I want a minimalist build?
Yeah, that was very much the concept. We kind of had an idea of kind of what we wanted, but until we started having the conversations and kind of dialed in some stuff, we didn't need all the bells and whistles and all the fancy stuff. We just wanted simple, but we wanted it cozy and comfortable too. So if it's raining outside and we're not going to be outside, we're comfortable in the van. We had probably 6 hours of conversations the first couple of times with Mark to figure out exactly what we wanted. He made suggestions, we took those, and so yeah, it was great.
I remember the awning was an important thing because they wanted to be an outdoor space. So
Right.
that was like one of the main requirements at the beginning, was like, we want to be able to extend our outdoor space. We're in the Pacific Northwest. It rains like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
We get like,
Easy request.
yeah,
Like, hey, I want an awning. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
That's not that hard.
yeah, exactly. But it was like for a reason,
Yeah.
We told him we were probably going to be one of his boring builds, a very boring build compared to the
Other ones.
crazy stuff that he can do.
Yeah, but we still pulled off some stuff in there.
Yeah, it was nice.
Boring, but it's cozy.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
I think that's what you were going for.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's
And
perfect
even
for us.
Boring, cozy couple.
Yeah, well, and even Wes made a comment when we mentioned that to him. He goes, you know what? It's kind of nice to do a simple one, and just the simplicity of it all was nice to work on.
All right, well, let's step inside and we can all kind of just chat about it if that works.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the swivel seats, although they're not swiveled. I'm just kind of chilling.
Yeah, that's why we put this bench at an angle so that this one could swivel all the way around.
Oh, okay. And then I'm assuming, yep, right underneath your leg is there there's a Lagoon mount
There is.
right there. Do you travel with people? Do you have people over?
Well, yeah, that's why we didn't get an extra seat with a seat belt, because we knew it was going to be specifically just the two of us and the dog. If we travel with other people, we have enough space. I mean, the bench is big enough we can have people in here and sit, but again, we're probably mostly going to be outside. Yes, they will not be traveling with us.
I love that. I've always said, like, if I ever date a van lifer, like, she's gonna have to have her own rig. I'm sorry.
Separate bedrooms.
Separate bedrooms. Like it's bad enough I have my dog in my van. Okay.
My
Yeah.
mom really wanted us to put a bed in here for her. And
No.
It was specific. We could only fit 2 people.
Yeah.
There's only 2
For a reason.
seatbelts.
I don't think
Mom.
that they can build another bed in there.
Yeah.
They do a
Well,
lot of crazy stuff, but I don't think they even know that.
I hope, Mom, if you're watching this, we're sorry.
yeah.
She can take it.
Yeah. She'll put,
She did say she could sleep in the garage, though.
Oh, of course you did.
just put a
Of course you
mattress
did.
back there and she can sleep back there. She's
Yeah.
small.
So was that a conversation at some point? You guys were like, hey, we only want 1 bed. We do not want another bed.
Yeah. I mean, it
go.
was always just going to be for the 2 of us and the dog.
We knew what we wanted.
I'd looked especially at a lot of different builds and I kept coming back to something like this. I mean, we saw different variations of it. A lot of people we know, they have this come out probably another 8 inches. That was one thing we shoved it back a little bit because that's plenty of counter space. We have plenty of shelves, the fridge, you know, the sink. And with that table mount there, we can extend the countertop if we need to.
You also said you also cook outside, so you mount the table out there as well. I have a question for Marky, actually. You know, I'm looking behind Jamie and Craig, and not just the winter rings, but the walls. You know,
Yeah.
you said you watched a lot of van tours, and you walked with vans. You know, you probably noticed the fabric, right?
Yes.
Fabric walls?
Yes.
Now, I don't ever see you do fabric walls.
No, for a couple different reasons. One is we want for people to feel a lot more homey, and the fabric walls is kind of a lot more adventure van-ish. And we want our builds to feel more like a sanctuary for people to hang out in and not something that they can live in rather than live out of. And the second reason is, you know, if these guys ever decided to move on past, you know, they're over the van or over van life or whatever, then they can always sell this off, and it gives the option for someone to come in and not be married to a particular fabric that's 3 or 4 years old and stained and everything else. The painted walls are washable. They're easily changeable. If you guys get tired of, you know, the colors in here or whatever, you can always change them up. It's just a way of kind of keeping the ability to personalize things, but a majority of it is just being able to keep things clean and keep things light and have it feel more like a home.
And I really like the ability to clean the walls.
Yep.
Especially, you know, with him sitting back there, you know, just to be able to clean the walls and not have to worry about the fabric and the staining and stuff, that's a plus.
Right. So obviously, did the fabric walls even cross your mind?
No.
Not even. They were like, nope, we're on board for the paint.
Yep.
Were we on board for the walnut? Because I know Mark very well, and I'm a walnut fan, but he loves walnut too. So was that your guy? Like, how was that conversation?
Yes. The first iteration, it was the walnut was here like it is.
We didn't even choose walnut to begin with. In our mind, we had a lighter wood, and then we started looking at wood samples, and he had a van here that had the walnut, and we fell in love
With the black countertop too. That was
Okay.
another question.
Yeah, so we had something different in mind, and then fell in love with.
And I think the first iteration of our doors were going to be painted white. And when we got to the final, it was like, that's a lot of white going on all the way on the ceiling with the wall. So then we changed it to be the walnuts for the fronts of the cabinets. And we are so glad that we did. It breaks it up nicely. You got the white, you got the dark. It's not over dark and it's not over light either. It's kind of a good balance between the two.
I agree. That's a very good balance, actually. That would freak me out if it was all white, like above you and
Yeah.
across everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. You got your bench here. Is that storage or?
It is all storage underneath it except for like this part, which is where the mechanics for the hot water and the heat are, which is just this one section. So all of this is just one big chest with a divider in the middle.
Also, is that the Van Life Tech under there?
Yeah, so we have the Van Life Tech Siesta system, so hot water and forced air heat. And then we have some of the other mechanicals in there for the water system and all that kind of stuff too.
Now, you already said, Jamie, that you like to spend time outside the van. This is like your whole thing. So we didn't go with a massive counter in here. It looks like you didn't even do flares back there.
No, that was another
So
big
you
change.
sleep north-south.
We sleep north-south. Even with the flares, it didn't feel like it gave us enough room when we sleep that way. Plus, we were thinking, okay, as I get older, if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm going to be climbing over her to get there.
Yeah.
So we wanted to go north-south, and Mark was like, okay. And he came up with one iteration. One thing we wanted was a laundry basket. Well, we had one iteration that Mark had come up with the first time, and by the time we got to it, then he came up with this whole thing we really like, because it's the step to get up into the bed. It's the laundry chute there, but then they maximize the extra storage or dead space that we would have had with the first design to make cubbies on either side. So it works out pretty nice.
Yeah,
I'd say.
that extra 12 to 14 inches or so for the length of the bed in comparison, we ended up making accessibility to cubbies down below, up above, and then a little laundry hamper. Another place that they could put a little basket or a box or something for like toiletries or easy accessible things. And then Jamie, even though sitting down here you can't really tell, is very, very tall. And and so she needed to have a little step there to.
I don't care how tall you are. I need a step.
Yeah, I need a step too. So it's very So what we lost by putting the bed this way, we got it back in different spots.
Absolutely. So yeah, you may have quote unquote sacrificed the countertop space, but you treat this, from what you haven't said yet, as a hotel on wheels.
Yes.
This is not full time for you guys.
No, it is not full time. We will do, when we retire, we will probably do maybe a month, but we will do long weeks, long weekends for right now. I mean, it's nice if we, like I said, if we look at the weather and it's not great where we thought we were going to go, we can just turn around and go the other direction.
The beautiful thing about vans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I even asked you, I was like, oh, do you guys even cook in here, or do you treat it like a hotel on wheels and like just order in? And you're like, I like to cook outside.
Yeah. We'll cook outside.
Put the awning out.
We're in the mountains. They don't usually have restaurants out in the woods.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, you're right. They don't. You got me there.
And with the table that can flip outside, the first time we took it, the induction stove can actually plug into that outlet and sit on the table out there. So that's
cool.
what we did. Yeah.
Where is the induction in here?
Yeah, we've done this in a few builds, but we make a little pocket for the induction to sit.
Like right on the other side there.
Yeah.
I saw
Very
that on one
handy.
of your other vans, and I really liked it.
Yeah, we've ran into a lot of people just not wanting a permanent inset stovetop for a variety of reasons. Some to keep counter space, other concerns with the glass cooktop being vulnerable to breaking and all that kind of stuff. So we started asking that as a question in kind of our whole process of figuring out how to do the build for each individual. And it's turned out the majority of people are kind of like, yeah, we just want it to where we can just pull it out, do what we want to do, take it outside if we want to take it outside, and then be able to put it away, and then have like a workable space and countertop space to be able to do other spectacular things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess it's the beauty of being a custom van builder, is you can make customizations as the process goes on.
Yeah, I mean, not to sound too corny, but we really invest in the people's stories, and we try to take their story and their wants and the dreams that, I mean, you guys have been thinking about this for a long time and invested a lot of time in watching videos and doing all this stuff. So we really try to take what you guys wanted and turn around and then produce the thing that kind of fits everything about what you want. So it was a fun process because we met in person probably 3 or 4 times. Yeah. They are pretty close to Portland as well, so they were able to come up a couple times during the build, and
which was very helpful.
Check in and yeah,
very helpful. I don't know how people could do this across the country.
Yeah.
There's so many little things, and to get the space of it, you really have to be standing in it.
And we try to include that in the process when we do our builds.
I've seen you fly people out.
Yeah, we fly people out and put them up. Well, there's a wonderful B&B up the road that we host people in, and we spend a good 2 or 3 days. I mean, with you guys, it was convenient because we would spend 3 or 4 hours together in those processes and really kind of feel the space and get the space, because
Jimmy's not thinking, I would have stayed in the Airbnb.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's one of those processes where we really invest in your guys' story. That's a big part of what customization is making sure that every inch is accounted for, but also that we really pay attention to the details and wants and not try to steer people one way or the other, but really build with you for you.
I mean, there were some recommendations I know that you gave to us that I've seen on other vans. People still chose the other type of things that we had talked about. It's a give and a take. You're not going to be pushy about, you must do it this way. No, it's, okay, here's a suggestion. If they don't like it, okay, it's your van. I'll still do it, but
you want it. But
yeah, exactly.
That sounds great. I do notice above us in the ceiling that we have one fan and then 2 way in the back there.
Yeah.
No AC in here. Like you said, this is a very simple, boring build.
Yeah, AC was something that was on the list when we started it, and then when we started looking at it a little closer and the cost at that point, we were like, let's hold off on that. But one request I had was leave space so if we do want to put one in later, we can still put it in. So they took care of that with the way they did the back there. So we still have the space to do it and then mount the other part underneath the van.
Awesome. And what's the power, do we know?
600 amp hours.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you probably told them.
At 12 volt.
600 to 12. So not only is there space for the AC, you made power for the AC.
Everything related to power is a mathematical problem. So we talked about, depending on how long you want to run your AC, we may need to add an extra battery and all that kind of stuff. But with 600 amp hours, you should be able to run the AC and be able to do other things in here and still expect that you have enough for running the refrigerator and stuff for a couple days. You can run an AC for about probably 3 to 4 hours safely a day for a couple days.
Easily. It can be like it lasts overnight.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Really comfy. What's the wattage? What's the solar wattage on the roof?
Solar wattage is 405. We also have alternator power coming in, and then we also have shore power.
So this is weird to me. I'm going to touch on this point right now. Is like you guys had very minimal that you wanted checklisted. Mm-hmm. However, what is behind Jamie is the shower.
Yes.
She's laughing like okay, was that you, Jamie?
This was her request.
I wanted a toilet room, honestly. I didn't want to pull out toilets, and we wanted to be able to shower after hiking or if we're out for a few days. But yes, I know many people don't want showers, or it took up a lot of space.
I mean, I honestly think it's about 50-50. I do think about 50% do, 50% don't, but I love that you had that in mind and that was on your checklist, right? So let me ask you this, was the van size already chosen before, so you were like, I'm going 170 no matter what?
Yeah, he's the research guy.
Yeah, I figured out if we were going to do the shower, we needed a 170 to have the space to do it. We had been in a 144 that had a shower in it, and it felt like this.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that. I wanted this space, especially right here, to be open and so you could relax. And so we knew right from the get-go it was going to be a 170. I didn't even consider doing a 170 extended.
Yeah.
That seems a little too big. This is like the perfect size. It fits in our driveway. It fits in a normal parking spot. It's basically like 1.5 feet, 2 feet longer than my truck. But this drives much better than our truck. We really like what they did with the door on the shower.
Okay.
With the barn door
someone's
thing.
going to have to get up and show me. It's more like a farm style door?
Yeah,
It's like a big barn door.
Barn
They
door.
built a barn door.
Yeah.
You built a barn door, Mark.
They requested, they were like, we really want, I'm like, do you want just flat doors? What do you want? And they're like, we really like a barn door design. So, of course, we had to make it out of walnut. And then we kind of
That's a backsplash.
we did the pattern over here to kind of
Complement
draw
it.
it all together.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Mark, you have to do the bifold because if you did a non-bifold, it would have you wouldn't have been able to open it much.
Yeah, we've moved to these bifold doors just because they have a really smooth way of opening and closing. And then we've provided a couple, like we call them our road latches, and then we have like our latch. So when you guys are parked, you just have the one latch. But then the road latches are there to kind of just secure it, but mostly to keep the door from
Open.
from falling open, but also vibrating.
Those are down when you're driving, road latches, what you call them.
Yeah.
And I actually, before the tour started, I unlocked those because we're parked.
Yep.
So that's what you essentially do.
Yeah. Part of the reason why they're here right now is so that we can exchange some hardware to make it more fit the rest of the van. But yeah, when we first put it on, we had some hardware on back order. So we put those two latches on temporarily, and then we're replacing
You're
them.
replacing them right now? Okay. Before I'm going to go right back to the shower, but can you, Jamie, actually show us your step to get into the bed? Because I really feel like people want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And it recesses back in there. So that...
We're going back to your tallness, Jamie.
Yeah.
Did you just stand on that step and have enough headroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're up there. Yeah.
We've had at least 2 people in here that are 6'2".
Okay.
And they barely touch their hair that sticks up a little higher, barely touches.
Okay.
So 6'2", you're good to go.
All right. And I hate
I can reach.
You
Pretty
can't.
much, almost.
You got it. You got it. And I hate for you to keep on being my model in this situation, but we're going to have to see that toilet in there.
Oh.
I
don't want you to use the toilet.
That's okay.
Everybody asks about the toilet.
Well, it's funny because everybody poops. So you guys have used it, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Did you know about it before Mark sold you on it? Because I know for a fact he sold you on it.
No, I didn't know about this one. I knew about the other one. I call it the Diaper Genie. Whatever that one is
Laveo Dry
called.
Flush.
That's the one that we had in mind. And then
watch my
Mark
channel
showed
too
us
much.
this one. I like this one better.
Oh, man.
It's more expensive
That hurts
up
my
front.
heart.
I get you. But what you get is that little bitty packet you just throw away wherever. You're not having to weight all that plastic, and so you get rid of it faster. Sitting there.
So you get rid of one at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very nice. And I like the fact that when they built the floor in the shower, they put little holes in there so the toilet sits right in those little holes, so when you're driving it's not sliding around.
Oh, is that what that's sitting in down there?
Yeah.
We didn't notice it until we took it out to...
And then it's easily removable because it folds up like a suitcase basically. And so they just remove it when they want to do the shower, and then those little holes actually have little drain holes on the bottom. So
it's electric. So it's partially electric, so you're gonna have to remove it to take a shower.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what they did is they put a marine grade plug in the back corner back there that we plug it into. So we just unplug it. There's a little rubber cap that goes on there, makes it watertight, and then you're good to go.
How heavy is it, do you know?
it's maybe about 10-15 pounds.
Is it really? That light?
Yeah, it's super light.
Yeah, and if I had to guess, it's probably, I don't know, 15 by 15, give or take?
And it's 15 inches tall.
Yeah.
Is it 15 cube?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
And then what's cool is those legs fold up inside of it. A little piece bolts onto the bottom. They were actually made for like natural disasters. Be able to have people be able to go to the restroom or whatever after natural disasters. So the whole thing folds up like a little suitcase. There's a handle on the other side. It's not hard to like just take it out of the shower, and then it's not this big huge thing sitting in the middle of the aisle. They can literally just kind of set it aside, and it's its own little compact unit rather than it being this kind of big arduous thing that you have to like move around.
And we actually never said the name up until I just asked you.
Wrap-On.
Wrap-On.
So WRAPPON.
Wrap-On. Yeah, we talked a lot about it in your videos. You use it exclusively now.
I mean, I try
You
to sell.
don't get a deal yet.
You should be getting one soon.
We definitely have tried to talk people into it more. Most people want to go with a dry flush system because they don't have to deal with composting. They don't want to have to deal with, a bag instantly and all that kind of stuff.
All right, well, Wrap-On, I've showed you guys enough. I kind of wanted one for free, so that would be great if you could send me one. And maybe Mark should get one for free. He's the one who sold me on it. You also double it as your closet, it looks like.
It's mainly for wet or sweaty clothes.
Oh, okay. So if you're out hiking in the Pacific Northwest,
Correct.
you can go and hang your
rainy.
jackets up on there after, and then you have somewhere to drain onto.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of
Put a
people
bar
might ask too about wood door for the shower door or whatever. And so we have this, you can see this little rolled up thing, but it's a shower curtain that comes and zips out and down. You don't have to do it, but you just did a very nice Vanna White.
Okay.
You're waterproof in there. We poured epoxy for the walls and kind of made a little bit of a pattern in there, so on a really sunny day you can kind of see some sparkles and stuff, and kind of a little mixed
Give it some texture.
pattern. Give it some texture, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Those are epoxy walls. Oh, that's cool. They, just like a thin layer?
Yeah,
Okay.
we poured like a 3/16 layer.
Awesome.
Nice new discovery rather
Yeah.
than using like plastic and stuff. It's kind of a softer, homier look.
And I know we spend a lot of time on the shower and the bathroom, but it's probably like one of your main focal points for you guys, like, right? Like, that's what you guys wanted. That in the bed, and, just
The whole thing in
whole
general.
thing.
But
the
yeah.
whole thing. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they did too. I mean, it's just the little things. Like, we had never thought about the floor, and they put the wood slats down there. They're all tied together. We can take out, so we're not standing on the aluminum pan that's in the bottom.
Ah, okay. So you can also, it's easy for cleanliness.
Yeah,
Cleaning,
exactly.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
And then the pan is actually double angled, so you can be on uneven surfaces and it'll always drain.
And there you go. Did you make the pan too? Mm-hmm. Wow.
We
Mark,
do. We make everything here.
Nomadic Customs doing everything in the house. Everybody. Now the whole point of this room was to have a separate toilet area. So I'm assuming close the door and everything to go to the restroom. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why not? Right? Do you do that as well? Do you close the door? I'm just getting personal.
Probably
guys.
not. I have yet to use it yet. He'll use it at night, and if during the day, if we're at a campground or something, if the facilities are there, we will use that. But this is for in the evening or when we're somewhere out in the middle of nowhere that we need that we need something, then we've got it.
You're like me. I actually did. I had my van a couple vans for 3 years, and I never did number 2 in my van.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you.
We did the same thing with our trailers. Like, if there's facilities, we're going to go there.
I use the trailer.
Yeah, I know, but to each their own.
We had an actual RV and toilet though, so.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. I think it's great, and
Yeah,
damn
we
you,
do too.
Mark, for getting me on that Wrap-On train.
Well, it's a pretty good train to be on.
What else can you guys share with me about your build, or maybe your journey, or just, you know, Duke or whatever?
Oh, it was a long journey.
But we're very excited.
Yeah, we're very excited to have it. I mean, it's in our driveway. We can pre-pack it. If we want to go somewhere, we just get in and go. If we want to do a hike, before we do a hike that was maybe 2 hours away, and then it was always the arduous, okay, now we got to drive home. Now we can go even farther away, find a Forest Service road, find somewhere, park the thing, and we've spotted out several places to do it. We can just camp out in the middle of the woods and then drive home the next day.
Awesome.
That was the whole point of it.
Kind of want to see the rest of the back, if that's all right. Like, let's open up the trunk space, your garage space.
The garage?
Yeah, let's go check it out. It's so minimalist. You guys didn't even put like rear tire carriers or anything on the back there? Like,
no, the tire actually fit underneath.
Oh, okay.
And the regular spare tire spot. So yeah, we didn't need to. I mean, it's huge.
At this point, we don't need a box on the back yet.
Your mother could really have another.
She truly could.
She could.
It's huge.
Have you guys filled this all up with all your gear and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gear. We usually put a tote of wood back here. We're going to take a propane burner just so we can cook outside the next time we go. We got a little bitty propane tank, refillable. We'll put back here. So
you guys
yeah.
are cooking outside. I'll plug a company. I use Trailfire Grill.
Okay.
They're a little propane, little grill. They got a wok that comes with it. It's pretty damn cool. Do you use it? Have you not?
I have not.
Yeah, you flip the wok over. You make it into an oven, so you cook pizza. They make cookies. They've done it all.
Dude, how have you not told me about this?
I thought you knew about it.
What's it
No.
called again?
Trailfire
Man.
Grill.
Okay.
I tell you about all sorts of
Grill,
cool
you guys owe me.
Okay.
Actually, they gave me one for free. So
Oh, well, see, there we go. Now
I tell
it's
you about all
out.
these cool things, and then you just withhold information.
We were
They
just getting
are.
ready to buy this tool burner old camp stove, and
No.
Now we'll go look. So we got an outdoor shower over there on the one side.
That's fantastic. So is that for washing this one off after a hike?
probably.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. Because he likes to go sit in the lakes and the streams. He just sits there.
Literally just sit and swirl.
Yeah, swirls around and then sits so he can cool himself off.
For a very smelly dog.
Yeah, he's a little dirty sometimes when we get done, so it'll be nice to have that.
And then
Yeah.
obviously all your breakers for all your electrical. So Mark, I'm assuming you have water on one side and electrical on the other.
Water on one side, and then, like Craig said earlier, space to put in air conditioner if we need to. And, you know, we keep saying that it's a really simple build, but what we did simple on the systems, we made up for on the rest of the kind of finishes. So we were able to kind of shift the budget a little bit, and these guys were like, we don't need a $6,000 air conditioner right now. Let's try to hang out, but let's take that and put it towards doing some nice things as far as like the finishes and stuff. So we were able to kind of shift our budget around and really kind of cater specifically to what you guys kind of wanted design wise.
Yeah.
We love it. Love the coziness of it. Love the look of it. It's beautiful.
You guys have no rear windows. Is that bothersome, or you guys have the two in the side?
We got the two on the side for cross ventilation, and we were thinking, well, that's where the bed's going to be. We want it to be dark, and yes, you can put shades in there, but it's like,
As someone that had rear windows, the shades never got taken off.
yeah.
So yeah, I actually agree with you. The no window in the back is the way to go.
Well, and when we got this van, we really didn't get to pick what we wanted. It was one that a dealer had on allocation only, and so it didn't have windows when we got it from the dealership.
Perfect.
And it was really expensive to put the windows in.
Yeah, it is.
So-
knows that.
More because we were spooky.
Well, yeah, and the more we thought about it, we knew we had the windows on either side, so we really didn't need the windows on the back.
Well, usually this part, I usually ask people to throw their social media up there, but I'm guessing you guys don't have any.
No.
You might have
Nope.
some, but you're just like, you know what, we're living life.
Yeah, we don't have a social media presence.
Yeah, we even talked about like, do you guys want any tech? Do you want to be able to get on the internet? And they're like, hell no.
No, that's why we go
That's not what
camping.
this is for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Real
we do
bad.
not want to be connected. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting away.
Yeah.
So,
Can't
yeah.
wait to go and unplug my phone.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
So we're not going to throw up any
Yeah.
social media stuff, with the exception of Nomadic Customs. I'll throw him up there yet again.
Yeah.
So if you want a over extravagant or a simple build, go contact Mark at Nomadic Customs, and he can do either or for you.
Thanks, Jared.
Can't wait to do the summer trips that we're going to do this year in it.
Well, if you
And-
see them on the road, just say hi, and you know, no social media, and that'll freak them out.
And I'd like to say what a pleasure these guys have been. And she makes the best butterscotch cookies that you will ever have in your life.
So when I said cookies, you were like, hell yeah. Let's do it.
It did catch me.
Yeah.
That works. I like it. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Bye.